Black Gold Mancera, Starry Nights by Monsol, Carven, Leau, and Intense Cafe by Monsol. These four fragrances blew the designers out the water. I took these guys to department stores and I got opinions from different fragrance consultants and salesmen, and I got reactions like, oh, we don't carry anything like this. They absolutely fell in love with it, and it was overall just very impressive experience trying these guys out. And these were sent to me by my friend BK Dave, who just wanted me to try these out just for me to experience them on my own and give him my opinion on them. And interestingly enough, he never asked me to make a video about them, but I had to just so I could, talk about the experience and maybe spark some discussion. These four fragrances right here are straight up mold breakers. They will break the scales in terms of rankings. If, just for instance, like me, you've been in the designer world for so long, these four fragrances are just gonna come in and just kind of stunt on most of them. And that is because they are some seriously good, high quality, hidden gem niches right here. It's not just about the fact that they're, high-end niche, is that they're really, really, really good ones. He sent me 4 10 out of 10 bangers, if not beyond 10 out of 10, according to, the old time scale. And that's why I called them mold breakers, because I literally want all of them. These are fragrances you could pick up, add to your collection, and you're going to start gravitating towards them because they are awesome and they are so mentally stimulating and interesting. You're just going to want to wear them all the time. So let's go ahead and dive into them. I'm going to go through them one by one, talk about my experiences. So let's start with Intense Cafe Montale, because this is a fragrance that you could absolutely be a shark with. And once again, all the gratitude in the world to BK, because he pretty much surprised me with the other three. We were talking about Starry Nights, and that's the one he wanted my impression of, and he sent me 4 of these. So once again, thank you, brother. Guys, definitely go follow his Instagram. Super awesome dude. Intense Cafe, guys, it's just absolutely amazing. One of the best coffee scents I've had the pleasure of running. And people absolutely loved it. Girls absolutely love it because I spoke about this before, but girls love the smell of coffee. And this is one that I knew I could just straight up be a shark with. I literally, apply it lightly on before work, but then at work I will give it that one spray, let it settle, and then go up to people, kind of being, a little compliment shark, a little cheeky. Sometimes it is what it is. But when I would go up to them, lo and behold, they would react. I had one girl really aggressively just look at me staring in the eyes and say, "What are you wearing?" Because she knew that, it was not, I guess, your typical fragrance. This was not something she, had smelled. And before, she had smelled a coffee scent before, because I think she said it reminded her of something. But she was able to note the quality of it and how pure and smooth it smelled in the air. So that's the fantastic thing about these niches. They do run for, high bucks, but man, the quality, the performance, it's just all there. And people are really in tune to that. Just because a lot of people are tired of smelling, I guess, the synthetic quality of fragrances, because even with the higher end designers, not everybody has them. Most people are running kind of like your average mid-grade fragrances. If you're talking, I guess, designers, you're talking the stuff that's been around forever, just the main stuff, Sauvage EDT being the main one right now. Awesome fragrance, still synthetic. So moving on to the next one, speaking of fresh fragrances, you got Carven, Leau, Intense. And this is a fragrance that made me believe that natural smelling fresh fragrances can be beast mode in performance and projection. And if you're looking to add something that's just 10 out of 10, respectable, mass appealing, professional, and fresh like nobody's business, then you could definitely pick up Carven Leau Intense. It goes for around $70 on Amazon. I'll link it in the description below. But this one is phenomenal. It's amazing. It's signed by Francis Kirk DeJean. Just, he's usually into those more crafty, dark fragrances, but my goodness, he knocked it out the park with this freshie. You got notes of some really natural citrus, a nice lemon and grapefruit that are just much more natural smelling than you'll find in any designer scent, followed by, some woods, a little lavender, and it's just so darn good. It's actually what I have on today, and I didn't even spray my clothes, which I usually do, but just spraying the skin was enough because I really liked how it smelled, bouncing just off of me. And it's awesome, guys. That's all I can really say. But it's a freshie that smells natural with great performance, and people absolutely love it because they really appreciate the fresh, natural quality to it. Once again, kind of like flashing a light. People have different degrees of sensitivity to light. People have different degrees of sensitivity to smells. So with the natural smelling fragrances, especially the good performing ones, that is your safest bet to please everybody. So Carven Low Intense is a fragrance that does just exactly that. Phenomenal fragrance, just another mold breaker in terms of freshies. Then you got Starry Nights by Montale. I'll talk about this one next because this is the one that initially sparked the conversation between me and BK, and he kind of had a feeling that I would love it, and he was right because it's yeah, you can kind of see like the cheeky smile on my face. But yeah, it's a powdery fragrances, and it's not too heavy, and I actually really love those fragrances. Sometimes they're a bit of hit or miss for some people, but I love them, man, because casually or formally, they just always match the tone. If you spray them right, you know, if you just let them balance onto your natural chemistry and don't force it onto people, just let it linger in the air, because that's pretty much how I got the compliments off of this thing. I remember one time I was gonna go to show it to a coworker, you know, see what she thought of it, see if she wanted to try it, and the customer who was behind me walking, you know, on my same path, stopped me and said like, yeah, that fragrance smells awesome, and I let her try it too, and she absolutely loved it. So, you know, it's just sharing a bit of the love, guys. But it's just how I know it, because the whole time I was walking behind her, she was smelling the, you know, the lingering in the air, So guys, just to explain real quick, because it actually is just coming to mind, you guys do got to consider that when you spray a fragrance and you have your cloud, your silage cloud, that is going to waft through the air when you're walking, when you're moving your arms and stuff like that. It's not like you got a stagnant level of projection. It's dynamic. It goes in waves. So when you're walking, you're moving, you're exercising, people are going to get whiffs of that. So that's why you don't want to overspray your fragrances and be too heavy. That's why people say they smell you from a mile away. Just like I was saying with the light, people have a different sensitivity to smells. And do keep in mind that you're, you know, look at it as a scent protection bubble you have around you. The more you overspray, the more you're going to dilute that scent protection to people. You know, whilst it's just going to linger farther and farther away from you, but they're all going to trace back to you. So do keep that in mind. And just a random, you know, off the trails conversation, because some people just don't understand silage, and I might have to do a video explaining that. But back to Starry Nights Monsol, this is something that, once again, the aura of excellence was around me. I felt awesome, and just whether I was walking past somebody, whether I was just reaching over for something, there was always this wonderful lingering quality in the air around me. You know, just a golden aura. You guys know I call it the aura of excellence. It was easily achieved with Starry Nights. With this one, I did a routine of lightly applying and rubbing down a base layer, you know, around my face and around the opposite sides of, you know, where the pulse points will usually go. So if I spray here, I'm going to rub here, and then I will spray those areas very lightly, you know, like a half spray, because when I'm at work, I don't want too heavy of a bubble. And because of that reason, that's why I got into that, because it's just at work, guys, I'm going to start a movement to stop spraying fragrances and to understand what your fragrance smells like to other people. But yeah, guys, awesome fragrance right here. And then to end the video, Black Gold Mancera. Out of all of these, it's just a fragrance that took me by surprise, won me over the most, and I am absolutely in love with this fragrance. It is the one I'm going to hunt down and try to add to my collection as soon as I can. I just had a bit of trouble finding it. Not even FragranceNet has it. FragranceNet has the other Manceras, but this guy right here is just absolutely beautiful. It is one of those really nice crafted fragrances. You know, it has more than 10 notes in it, and each note is just really nice added dose that doesn't outweigh the rest of the composition. It's just like a good part to a greater whole. So this fragrance right here is absolutely beautiful. The cinnamon and the nutmeg add this amazing little spice to it. It also has woods, lavender, a little bit of florals, and it's just so darn good. I absolutely love this fragrance. This is signature scent worthy to me. This is a fragrance that I'm gonna be running, especially in the future. I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna make it a signature scent. This is one that I'm saying I'm personally in love with it. I want to get all of these just because I fell in love with all of them. But Black Gold by Mancera is the one I want to add ASAP, because, like I said, this is gonna be one of my signature scents. I got like 20 signature scents. This is gonna be another one, especially for, you know, 2020 coming up. I gotta hunt this guy down. I absolutely love it. It's amazing. Performance on this was awesome, and this is the one that when I took it to the fragrance counters to see what the salesman thought, like, they absolutely lost their minds. Like, they couldn't believe like a fragrance like this was around, because if you ever want to, you know, catch some people off their you know, catch some people off guard. Just show them something they never experienced before, so you could get a true, honest, raw reaction from them, and you know, see them in their natural state and see what they really think. So overall, guys, these 4 fragrances were absolutely wonderful. Thank you once again to BK. Thank you to everybody who, you know, I guess around me, everybody watching. Thank you for the views. Thank you for the support, and I'll catch you on the next one, guys. See you later.